it's Sky bringing another video. So first off, I want to apologize because my last video I had comments, people saying that my background music was distracting to, my video. And, for me, I always try to do the best I can with my videos and to make sure they're good for you guys because they're so important to me. And I feel really bad because I hate messing up on them. I'm still learning, to make better vlogs. All this stuff that I do, I've learned, I taught myself and have tried to get better in the process. So I, first off, apologize for that. I used to make my vlogs without background music, but then I was getting messages saying I should add background music to my videos because it makes the videos better. So maybe I just need to learn how to add the right background music to my videos because, I don't want to put them together poorly for you guys. So I want to apologize, first off for any of that. I've struggled a little bit with the background music on the last couple of videos, so it frustrates me, and I kind of I'm very hard on myself in the sense that, I can be, very demanding of the mistakes I make and want to, get better at improving my vlogs. So I promise I will do what I can to, get better at that. So, and I appreciate your guys' comments because I pay attention to it. It means stuff to me because, it shows me that you guys care and you're helping me improve my vlogs because I take what you guys say and try to learn from it. So thank you for that. Things have been very up and down lately with my mood and, the things I'm going through. I want to be real with you guys. For me, my whole life has kind of always been like a roller coaster. There's times where I feel confident and I feel, happy. But then there's times where I come across some situations where, I'm kind of negative on, and I'm kind of down on myself of, what I'm going through and how I've acted with certain situations. I talk about, maturing and just really, growing as a person and becoming this strong woman, in my eyes. I know everybody has their own opinions, but for me, when I look at myself in the mirror, that's what I see. But I do have my struggles. There's times where I can get offended at times from people's comments. And it's not so much from YouTube or streaming. It's kind of in my personal life. I've talked about it before in my videos. I will go to softball tournaments and somebody will say something and it will kind of bother me for a little bit. And it's not so much that I'm hurt. It's kind of like I just don't understand why people can be hateful with things. And it kind of is very disheartening in the sense that, people want to treat somebody poorly in this world, no matter who you are. Like, I just can't comprehend that because, my mindset, how I feel right now, I'm happy with my life and I want others to be happy too. So I never would ever want to put somebody down or treat them poorly because I don't think that's right. And everybody should feel the same way. If somebody is a kind person that wants to do good in this world, why treat them poorly? We all have different lives, different circumstances, different things that we go through. And it's difficult. This world's difficult. And it doesn't matter who you are. Other people have different, difficult challenges, but we all have, things that we go through on a regular basis. And it's really hard to keep a constant mindset during, in this world that we're in. Lately there's so much negativity and there's so much, division between each other when it comes to, being different and being critical of each other. It's a very negative time in the world with social media and just, people having opinions about things. It can get kind of, negative out there, and it's for everyone, and it's already a difficult life in this world, of trying to, put yourself in a position where you could be happy in this place. We're all so different than each other, and, we go through so many difficult situations in our lives that make us make decisions, and we are critical of each other. People, they want to act confident all they want, but people always, deep down inside, they kind of don't know. They're unsure of themselves. They, are hard, people have a hard time finding meaning in this world. So, and it's very important to stay positive. And it's hard sometimes with, how we treat each other. So, and it's something that I experience, and I'll give you guys an example. I was at a softball tournament this last weekend, and I hear comments all the time when I'm playing softball. And it's not even so much that I'm transgender. It's, being a woman playing softball, you can hear negative things either from people that are jealous or just they think lowly of you. And it's something that I've experienced, and I always try to be positive and keep a positive mindset, but sometimes that really can bring you down. Like there's times where, I go to softball and it's not even people saying comments to me, it's just hearing negativity. People can be overly competitive, and I'm competitive myself, but I don't talk down to my opponent. Like I don't ever, make fun of anybody out there. That's not who I am. If anything, especially towards other women, I always say positive comments and bring them up. I think it's important that, you really are positive to each other. It can be very negative, and people don't respect that when we are negative to each other. So, and it's something I don't like to see, and not even just that, it's just, how the teams, different teams treat each other and how rude and mean they can be to each other at times out there. And it's like, that's not what, who I represent. And I don't like to be around that. And sometimes, as much as I love softball, as much as I love competing, as much as I love sports, that aspect of it really makes me not enjoy being out there sometimes. I'm all for being competitive, but I think there's a way to be competitive and to keep it to a point where you can be positive to others. You can be confident without treating others poorly, and I'm okay with that. It's when, people, have to put down others to bring themselves up. That's what bothers me. And I try to stay away from that stuff. So sometimes out there, playing sports, really gets to me. And it's just like, for me, I don't know if it's worth, as much as I love playing, I don't know if it's worth the negativity at times, So, and that kind of stuff can really, I could bring it home with me after I'm done with tournaments or after I'm done with league nights. And, it can affect me at times. So it's got me to the point sometimes where I feel like I don't really even enjoy playing anymore. And it's something that I've, battled through. And, I have had a hard decision on what I want to do. There's times where I feel like maybe I just want to take a break, or maybe I just want to stop playing in general because I don't like how people treat each other out there. I don't like, how people look down on each other. So, it's just something I go through, and then I kind of carry it with me, and then I'll experience a couple of negative things at home or in my personal life, and it just kind of, it eats at me, and it kind of gets me thinking negatively, and it really takes me to a place sometimes where I just, I struggle. There's times where I can't sleep at night or during the day. I have so much on my mind, and I wake up and I just feel lost and alone. So it's the kind of things I go through, and sometimes that's why I kind of take breaks between my videos and not stay, extremely consistent with everything. I love making videos, but, I go through my own struggles so much, and I try to, be honest with you guys and make videos, but I try to keep them, as positive as possible to you guys, because I don't want, other people worrying about me. I know, there's people out there that look at me and they always, they always worry about, what I'm going through. And I always try to be strong for them, because I don't, I think about that stuff. I don't want people to worry about me, as much as I go through, I feel like I have a good enough foundation where I'm able to pick myself up during, difficult times in my life. I might go through a couple of days where I'm really depressed, but the amazing people around me that's helped me get to where I am today, the one that continuously believe in me and have stuck by my side during my transition, they're the ones that have inspired me to continue to, go towards my dreams and the things that I want in this world. and I'm going to continue to strive for that, because I don't want to let others down, but I also want to, prove something myself one day, that I can find a place of happiness, that I can build a relationship with somebody one day and hopefully get married and be happy. These are the things that I want in my life. I might not be at that, point in my life now. There's so much that I want to accomplish before I get to a spot where I feel like I could, date consistently and find somebody out there. For me, that's kind of why I don't date. I could be very stubborn, and I don't open up to a lot of people. I could push people away. I've talked about it before, and that's something I'm learning within myself now. There's times where I was negative before, about being in a relationship, but what I failed to realize sometimes is I'm honestly the negative part of that. Like, I'm my own worst enemy. I push myself away from relationships more so than me not being able to find a relationship. I can be very stubborn at times, and the one thing I've been trying to do lately is recognize the mistakes I make and become a better person to not only myself but to others around me. I might be a loving, caring person, but there's times where I can hurt others by making them feel like they're not a good friend to me. I have a hard time, really feeling like people care about me sometimes. I can overthink things at times. I can think negatively about how people feel about me. And what I'm starting to learn, and luckily people have talked me off to the side, is I affect them by doing that to them, and I've hurt people that way, and that's not right of me. And I'm learning from all these experiences that I'm going through. Before I would always deny it, and I would continue the cycle of, going through these challenges in my life of always feeling like a loner. But what I don't realize is it's myself that puts me in that position. There's times after softball where, everybody gets together and hangs out, and I just go off by myself and go do my own thing. And I tell myself in my head that, they don't want me around, or, I'm, the odd one out. And it's not even that. Like, these people go out of their way for me. It's me, putting my own thoughts in my own head of thinking negatively about what others feel about me. And, hearing how much they love me and care about me and how much they have my back and what they would do for me makes me feel like crap, because I doubted them, and that's not right of me. Like, they didn't deserve that. They deserve better than that. They have never ever shown a reason for me not to trust them, and it's things friendships that I've been through in the past that I keep thinking about the people that I'm friends with now, and everyone's different. Just because, I've had people that I feel have hurt me before doesn't mean people are trying to hurt me now. And I'm learning, I'm growing from it, I'm maturing. I continuously make mistakes, but I do want to, improve on my life. I want to get to a spot in my life where I'm happy and I feel confident with, having friendships and being around groups. I've struggled around that. And I've had a hard time opening up to groups. I have an easier time, being friends with individuals, but when it comes to, bigger groups and feeling like I connect, I kind of push myself away in that sense. I fear, not being accepted in a big group, or, people saying negative things, behind my back, or, just, and something is, I've struggled this, since I was little. It's just, kind of my mentality of how I felt about myself. And I thought that others felt the same way. I've always been very negative towards myself and how I feel about myself. But I've changed a lot in that sense. I'm a lot more confident. I'm more positive. I've seen such a change. And not only my mentality, but my appearance, my happiness. So many people talk about, my smile now and how infectious it is. And I never thought that. Like, I always hated my smile. I hated everything about me. And a lot of that's changed. And, after hearing positive comments and, looking at myself in the mirror and thinking, in a positive mindset, I see glimpses of what they see, and it feels good because, I've always thought negatively of myself, and, I see a change in that, and it's really changed, my mentality overall. I might still have, a lot of ups and downs, and days where I'm not feeling confident, but I think that's everyone in this world. I think we all go through so many different, struggles with our daily lives of, family, friends, and work and everything else. And, feeling successful and feeling accomplished, and, that's the stuff I'm going through right now. I want to, I want to hopefully one day get my parents to realize, that I am special and that, I am unique, and, they have a beautiful daughter. I hope they could think like that one day, and maybe they do now. I know I've heard a comment from my mom recently. She's never really been the one to really open up like that, but she did say a comment a couple months ago when we were at the river, and it made me feel really good, because that's just not, and it's not because she doesn't think positively like that. It's just not something she really does. And she said something really kind to me about me being beautiful, and it made me feel good, and it changed my mindset, in a lot of ways. So, and it's as much as I've matured and changed and gotten in a better position to be happy, I still go through new struggles. Still go through new challenges, and I do my best to stay strong and to continue to go towards the things in life that I want to do, and hopefully along the way help others that, are either struggling with what I'm going through, or, have their own challenges. You don't need to know or feel what somebody's going through to help them. It's about, compassion and wanting to listen to what they have to say, and, what they're going through. And that's what I try to do, as best I can. I have so many people on my stream and my personal life that come to me and talk about their struggles, whether, they have family members that have cancer, or family members that have passed away, and it's draining, because I'm a very compassionate person. I have a huge heart. I love others. So when I hear things about people struggling, it makes me feel like crap. I wish I could take that pain away from them. But I'm grateful, because I feel special that they open up to me, in a sense that they trust me with the information. They trust me with their vulnerabilities. And, and I respect them for that, because those are things that I wasn't able to accomplish, and I wasn't able to be strong enough at until, most recently. So, I do my best to be there for them. I do my best to, be here for you guys, making videos. And, I apologize again, for, ever distracting you guys in my video. I want to always, have you guys be able to understand what I'm saying. So I'm sorry if, the music was distracting. I'll do my best to improve, either on leaving out the music, or just, learning to put the right music into my videos. So I apologize for that, you guys. I always try my best to, really improve everything, and, learn from you guys and your comments on, what I should do. So thank you for that. I'm grateful for all the positive comments I get. I've been having, really good streams on Twitch. I have a lot of, positive people messaging me and, saying they watch my YouTube videos, and, and how much they respect me. And, when I started making my videos, I never thought it would get to that point. I never thought it would get to the point where, people started to, really see me, and, understanding my story and what I've been through. When I made my videos, it was about just being able to help one person at least, of maybe reaching out to somebody that's struggling like I was, not only because they can help me, because I can also help them in the process. It's a world that we can learn from each other. and understand each other of going through different circumstances in our lives that really make it hard to be positive. I don't want people to struggle. I want people to be happy. I want people to be able to smile, and I want people to be able to live their lives for themselves and to follow their dreams. So, I feel better today. I had a couple of down days. I wasn't feeling very good. I've been feeling really off lately. I haven't had much energy. My sleeping pattern's been really bad, and it's something I struggled with since I was a kid, and it's hard to explain to others. There's been at times in my life where people have thought I'm lazy, but I'm far from lazy. I struggle a lot with my energy, and I've never understood it, and to this day I still don't understand it. I can feel like I could sleep forever and still be tired, or I can get just enough sleep and still feel tired. Like, there's so many challenging times where I just feel drained. And having softball, I have arthritis, and dealing with that after softball tournaments, and that's something else that gets me down too, because after this last softball tournament my back was hurting for a couple days, and it's hard because I love playing sports and I love competing and I love going out there doing the things that make me happy. But it's like, it's my choice. I have, if I go out there, I can't complain. It's just something that I go through, and I'm trying to stay strong through, and find a good consistency with playing sports, but also feeling good physically and mentally. So it feels like every day is like a new challenge, and I'm really trying to open up more. Not only in my videos, I've been pretty honest, consistently honest with you guys of what I go through, but in my personal life, I don't open up. I'm a lot different in my personal life. I'm more closed off. I'm very stubborn. I push people away, and it's just how I've always been. I've made myself into a loner. I tell myself it's because I have a hard time connecting, but it's my own fault because I don't allow myself to connect. So, and my last video was about connecting to others, and, and I had people message me saying that they're the same way. So it was very nice that I felt like I wasn't the only one that, made those mistakes. But then also, I don't want people to be like I am. I don't want people to be a loner and to be able to have a hard time connecting, So me making my video and putting this out here, I hope to help other people, but in the process of also helping myself. So I just want to, share that with you guys. I want to spread positivity out there. There's so many natural disasters out there affecting people across the world, whether it's in Mexico, whether it's in other countries with the flooding, and it's the United States. I feel terrible. These people are losing everything, their homes, their people are being killed by these disasters, and it's heartbreaking. I care for others, and I can't even fathom what they're going through, and it breaks my heart that people have to go through this. And it's not the time for us to, push each other away and to hate on each other for being different. It's time to come together, and it's amazing to see pictures of people helping each other, even if they're different, and that's what always makes me feel love in my heart, is when I see that, diversity come together on forming something strong and unified. So, I'm always going to be positive with you guys, and hopefully help others along the way that are struggling like I am, and I'm grateful because you guys have helped me, and you guys continuously help me grow as a person, and become a better, daughter, a better aunt, a better sister, a better friend. I struggle at times with that, and I want to improve. I want to be a better human being, and I, want to continue to grow, to help others, and hopefully help inspire others to make a positive change in their life, where they can have a day where they'll have peace in their heart and be happy. So just know that I'm always thinking about you guys, and I'm always here. I know I apologize I don't always get to the comments because I'm either going through things in my own life, and I stay away from everything at those times, and I'm sorry for that. I could be, like I said, very stubborn, and keep to myself. So just know that I love you, and I'm always thinking about everyone. I hope everyone's, been good. Everyone's in my prayers that are struggling from, what's going around in this world right now. So know that I love you. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. It helps me out. If you want to know more about my life, subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video.